toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Murray now on first down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for Buccaneer TV. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. There was a little space there, yes, but that was a well-executed run by the rookie.
It was, and he wasn't one of the higher-rated rookie running backs coming out. He's probably on the next tier. But let me tell you something. If he becomes more consistent and continues to have that drive to be one of the best, we'll see more of that in the future.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early. Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's got room. And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Point after, right down the middle.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes, they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time, he used his quickness to make a play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Looking downfield for Godwin. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
99 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Right back to him on 1st down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
Hands it off out of the gun.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Working with a 2nd and 4. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Murray now. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Buccaneers are going to get the football back at their own 17. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big play there on the catch and run.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to, when you want to. That play calling is working very well for them right now.
Now a play fake, Brady.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Brady. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play that time on the catch and run. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Now Brady. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
On second down, here's Fournette. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Brady now to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Extra point put through by Succop. And that makes the score 14-7. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray flushed out right. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. Going deep this time for Miller. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. Again, it's Brady. This one swung out here to Jones. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. Here's Brady to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So Brady departs, and on is Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
I have to think that maybe they were a yard closer. That would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Succop now set to kick it off following the made field goal. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. From the gun, he'll hand this off. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
A final shot before half for Murray. Going deep for Hopkins. And got his man complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
I know this defense knew it coming into the game, Charles, and they know it even more now. DeAndre Hopkins is a tough cover.
And anytime you see him out there and there's less than double or triple teaming him, take a shot with it. Just what you're talking about. If he's such a tough cover, one guy's not going to get it done. Throw the ball out there. Let him go get it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to a field goal.
Final preparations being made for the second half, both in terms of game plan and also hydration, because humidity is really going to catch up to these guys, no doubt. And for the call in the second half, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
Yeah, Coach. Hey, that goes for the announcers, too. No AC in this booth, so we've got a mash unit of empty water bottles up here as well. The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. On play action, now Brady. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing, because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From midfield, here's Brady. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
2nd and 10. Play action, now it's Brady. This is caught by Evans. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 33.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On play action, it's Brady. This is caught. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. O.J. Howard, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Succop. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Boy, 175 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Murray, and that'll be incomplete.
Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now Murray. Flush to his right. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Brady now on 1st down. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the 3rd quarter from Tampa.
Brady. That's caught by Howard. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Jones on 1st down, not going to yield much. A yard tops. 2nd down coming up.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now this time, Brady will throw. Buying time to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Brady going to try and throw on third down. Pressure comes and the Cardinals bring him down. J.J. Watt that time able to do what he does best, and that's sack the quarterback. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. There he goes, left side. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A big play there on the catch and run. Pretty good yards after the catch there on that crossing route. Is a crossing route good for a quarterback because the receiver's coming across his line of vision?
They love those kind of throws. And how many times have you seen any of what we call an in-breaking route? Quarterback really turns it loose, doesn't he? Has a lot more confidence because he can see the play right in front of him.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. The Cardinals on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. Hands it off out of the gun. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. Now Murray's got to have this one, eluding the pressure right. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Rondale Moore. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cards have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Oh, he bowls over it. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And they're going to have another 1st first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 38-yard line. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A shotgun give to Fournette. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Fournette once more on 2nd down. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 79 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On the draw, this is Fournette. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Second and 6. Fournette running out of the gun. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Brady to throw. Open man has got it. It's complete. And the Buccaneers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end the ball game. It's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Murray. Oh, the ball comes out on the hip, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Murray to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. So pass interference to call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
Murray, one final try. He'll buy some time right. Gets this to Moore. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Tampa Bay, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers.